jiu-jitsu in whatever you do, anything you do. Absolutely anything. It's surprising when you put in the martial arts into your life on that. That's the reason why we're going to try to bring a lot of people here, so you can pick their brains over what you guys are doing and how they perceive the sport in their personal life. All right? I want to let Master Julius, first of all, give it up a big hand. Talk a little bit about his life, how you started martial arts, how did it start?
Well, I started martial arts in a kind of unique way. My mom and dad lived in Miami, and I was born with asthma, so I really couldn't do anything a lot with like running a long distance and sprinting. I couldn't do, so the doctor's like, why don't you put him in something that's not so physically exhausting, but you still can get a workout. And luckily enough, there was a martial arts school like in the next building, so we went over there, took my first class, and then we moved to Orlando when I was about 6. So I was in Miami doing martial arts when I was 3. I moved here when I was 6, and the exact same thing happened. I went to the doctor for a new pediatrician, and then the martial arts school right next door to me was there, and I started doing martial arts there, and then it was there for like years, and then after a while, they started doing this thing called jiu-jitsu. I'm like, what's jiu-jitsu? Like, what is that? That sounds something kind of weird. People wrestling on the ground, what is that? I don't know. Then my instructor tried to teach me it. He didn't know what he was doing, so I was like, okay, whatever. I threw it to the wayside, and then I met a young man called Hanato Tavares, who I think he was here a couple weeks ago. He was my first jiu-jitsu instructor. He was at the old kickbox center we were at, and I started doing jiu-jitsu there, and it honestly came by mistake, because we all came in for like an intro to see how well he was a teacher. Then we came in, and I was like, you know what, I weigh like 200 some odd pounds. This guy's like maybe 150 pounds with a red t-shirt on, so I think I can take him. So I was really wrong. I think I got tapped like 10 times, and I was like, I just fell in love with it, because I'm like, man, this guy's like twice his size, and he's throwing me around like a rag doll. And I'm like, I don't want him to do this. So I came in his class, I got a uniform, I started doing class, and then he left for something, and then I met my instructor who gave me my black belt was Paul. And Paul is like, if you guys know, you probably will see him one day, and he's like the OG of like Orlando. He's been around a long time, and he's trained a lot of MMA fighters, and like, I like how he was teaching me, because he wasn't true traditional, but he was not too like cocky at the same time. He's just a nice mellow guy, and we, got a chance to train together for years. And he's just a real cool guy. About like 2013 or 2014, somewhere there, I got my black belt from him, and then like I pride myself in knowing that I get a chance to change jiu-jitsu and be under Master Ricardo's lineage. I really pride myself in that, because it's made me a better martial artist, a better human being, just because it's like therapy for me, because I'm like, all these, I'm not the smallest guy, I'm a big guy, and I'm flexible, and I love martial arts, and I love jiu-jitsu, because it's like, I don't have to have the best cardio in the world to be able to know how to do something. And jiu-jitsu gets better after you learn like your first 10 moves that you got. Like after you first couple moves you got, like Kelly, like my little sister. She's been with me since day one since I moved here. When we go to tournaments, she's like always like, it's okay. You know your moves, you're gonna get them. It's okay. It's like when I went over, it's okay. Some moves you're not gonna get every move the first time. And that's the cool thing about jiu-jitsu. Some moves you're gonna get like this, and some moves you're gonna take time to learn. And it's okay, because jiu-jitsu is like, you could do this for 100 years and not know everything. Like there's still moves today getting created, a different technique, a different critique. But you pick our brains, I guarantee you we both don't look the same on different moves, but we have the same idea about the move, but just different ways how to execute it. But like, man, I can't say, like, I could not think of a day I couldn't do without jiu-jitsu. I do it every day, and I love it. It's awesome. Martial arts is my love. I've been doing it since I was 3. I didn't think about anything else. My paper when I was in high school was on martial arts. When I went to college, it was on martial arts. Everything was about it. Then me and my wife, we own a school together, and it's, we got about 300 some odd students there, and we do it every day, and we love it. It's just something that we're passionate about. We love doing it every day. I couldn't think of anything else to do. You probably my day's bored. It's literally, I go to the gym, I go to school, I go home, and I repeat the process about 365 days a year.
This is a good question for that. You do so much. This is a lifestyle.
Yes,
it's a lifestyle for you, and I know it is. But I want them to start an understanding a little bit. In their career. I know your wife also graduated from UCF, and they all have different careers. There's a nurse right there, also dedicated and in love with jiu-jitsu. Doesn't matter what career you choose. Now, if you have this physical, mental aspect of the sport, as a lifestyle, what do you think this has actually brought to your personal life? What do you see that you learn in martial arts and jiu-jitsu itself that translate to be a father or a business owner or a student of the game, whatever you decide?
If it could be two things that right now I can say is patience and confidence. Because sometimes you got to be patient about the move and be patient about the role. Like you don't know if your situation calls for you to be, offensive a little bit or defensive. So you have to be patient. Confidence and courage, because sometimes you're gonna have to roll the dice. You never know it's gonna be the same thing. You have to roll it like, If you never go for it, you never know if you're gonna get it. So I think those two things in jiu-jitsu and martial arts and whole is patience and confidence has taught me from years of doing it. Those are the two things that are essential to me, patience and confidence. Whether it's talking to a business person, whether it's talking to a student, talking to a parent, or, I told you again to put your shoes away. Your shoes go on there, not on the bed. They go over here. It's okay. He's still learning, just like we're still learning. So that's how help me be a father, is being patient, And then, that's just how it is with this, is being patient. Confidence and courage. I can talk to you about my wife. She's a black belt in karate. She's a green belt in jiu-jitsu, but she, I have to have patience with her too, because I'm not the easiest one to be with all the time. So I'm like, it has to be done this way. It has to be done that way. She's like, baby, it's okay. Let's talk about it. We'll be patient about it. Or it's like, okay, no, let's go get this deal. We have a chance to get these students. Let's go for it. Okay, let's roll the dice and let's go. So that's the two things I think are essential for this. That's helped me in a while.
Guys, about questions is this. You talk about roll the dice. One of the biggest fears that human beings have is definitely is to be embarrassed. I talk about this a lot. We're both competitors. I competed a lot my whole life. So I was brought up into the environment of competition. Just 14 years old. Even before that, I was already competing. So I failed a lot too. I lost tournaments, And you learn to overcome and create some sort of confidence on you of knowing that thing's not going to destroy your life, your own reputation, because people really are not afraid. People that are training, if you're here today, right now, even if you don't know anything, which is the majority of you guys don't know anything, it's because you're not afraid of completely getting hurt. If you're afraid to get hurt, you don't step in that, you don't buy a gi. You don't come to train. If you're really afraid to get hurt, you're afraid to be embarrassed, especially in competition. If you step in competition, and why not into competition, has a lot to do of being embarrassed in front of people. And that connects with what we're saying here right now, because to do whatever it is in your life, to be a leader in your life, even if it's just between you and your spouse or you or your kids, if you want to be a leader, you're going to have to roll the dice there. You're going to have to learn how to deal with insuccess, or better than that, not even insuccess, it's with failure. What I'm trying to say is this: it's okay to raise your hand, man. It's okay. That thing in elementary school, if you raise your hand, you say something stupid, and everybody's going to laugh at you. If you really want to step up in life, you're going to have to raise this hand, man. You're going to have to step up. You're going to have to put your face out there. If you go to competition, you're going to have to expose yourself to maybe lose. All this. And guess what? It's okay. And if you build confidence with martial arts builds a lot of confidence. You guys are going to get out of the 16 weeks already knowing something that you did not know before. So some of you guys here, I just saw it today. Man, today I learned how to skate, maybe even with a big guy that's so used to lift you up, and now you know escape and his technique. But has to do with try and error. So I want to ask you to raise your hand. Don't be ashamed to put your hand there and say it. Because if you want to be a leader in anything you do, anything you decide to do right now, computer engineering and psychology and business and kinesiology, you have to put yourself out there at one point. At one point, you have to put yourself out there. And it's okay, man. It's okay. That's what's great about jiu-jitsu too. You tap it, and it's okay. And you come back again, and it's okay. Which is not okay is that you're so embarrassed that you are afraid to lose and you quit. And if you quit, you're not going anywhere, man. That's the real loser. The real loser is the guy who's so afraid to expose himself that he quits things of fear, of trying. So if you see somebody raise their hand, just be okay with it. Be okay with it, because that person is trying at least. I hope you got what I'm saying. Maybe you will in the future. Any questions for him? Any questions? See it in the mouth.
Where is your school and how long have you owned it for?
That's a good question. My school's all the way in Hawthorne and Conway next to the, if you go to the international airport, you're gonna pass by the road that goes there. I've worked there for about 13 years, but I've owned the school for like 2 years right now going on. So I bought it from my old instructor and I have it now, but that place was a hole in the wall. Like our school was maybe as big as this piece of the map right here, just this piece, including bathrooms, sitting area.
Was, right?
Was.
Yeah.
Now our school is maybe a little bit bigger than, like it's about maybe like 2 of these rooms together. Our school is bigger than that, but it took a while. It wasn't overnight. It's a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of going to school, a lot of marketing, a lot of, going out trying to get my face out there. And I like you said, can't be afraid to go out there, raise your hand, fail. I got doors closed on me all the time for businesses. Can I put my file here? No. Can I put my file here? No. I'm like, can I put? Yeah. Okay. So then I just kept going, and that's how it is. It's just the grind every day. Still doing that today. Those are the things that builds your school. Is just going out there, putting your faces up to new people. Like he asked me, can you come help the UCF kids? I didn't have one doubt in my mind, and I came by and did it. Hopefully he asked me to do it again. I don't know. But you had a question because you had your hand up.
I was asking for beginners. Do you have any tips to conserve energy or not get gassed out while rolling?
Conserve?
Yeah.
I would say jiu-jitsu is like a marathon, not a sprint. Like if you go to a tournament, your match is going to be 3 minutes. You have 3 minutes to do whatever you need to do to get to your position. So the more jiu-jitsu you do, the better it is. Like the more people you roll with, the better it's going to be. The more different size people you do, the better it is. So, working out doesn't help. Jogging, biking, elliptical, but just having a healthy lifestyle and just eating healthy and just doing more matches, as many as you can. Just do it. And it helps. Trust me. Like Paul would always say, if you tap 1,000 times, you're getting closer and closer to your black belt. So get started. Go with all the higher belts.
Thank you.
No problem.
I've got kind of a weird question. So at your level, is it more like muscle memory for you guys? You've just been through everything so much that you know where to go? Or are you still constantly thinking about like, oh, maybe this isn't working, can I switch over to this?
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
It's muscle memory, and it's like, so you have your textbook, you have your new information you can put in it. So it's just you have the moves that you know that you're go-to, but now you're adding to it every day. So every day you'll get a new move added on. So now the muscle memory, you're like my old sensei used to say, a black belt's nothing but your basics. That's it. There's no fancy thing about it. If we took these black belts off, it doesn't mean that the world knows. The world doesn't know what black belts. We do because we've done it enough to know the moves go here. But the more you do, the more training you do, the more different people give you ideas about movements, you'll start adding to them. So you're learning every day. Like he said, it's a lifestyle. You learn something every day. Every day it's something new. Like he tells me something different. I'm like, how'd you do that? Then he asked me, how'd you do that with a kid? You just learn it every day. You just keep going, and that's the lifestyle you teach.
Thank you.
I'm just kind of thinking of like where my focus, where my mindset should be when I'm rolling with a higher belt. Like, what should I kind of be focusing on to improve my game the most?
Have fun. I'm honestly to this day,
Yeah.
I've rolled all around, like all over the place, and I just have fun when I roll. I don't care if you tap me out. I don't care if you get frustrated that you can't pass me right. He gets mad at me sometimes when I'm rolling because I smile the whole time and I'm giggling. I'm just having fun. If you roll the higher belt, if you don't tap out the higher belt, what's going to happen? If you do tap them out, what's going to happen? Just have fun. It's just having fun, just rolling around.
Let me just interject just a little bit about this. Tristan, there's so many different levels of this here right now. I mean, if you want to compete in a high level, and you're going to be seeing a lot of blue belts, high level, they're so intense, and intense environments too. Very intense environments. I don't know how many of you guys here have actually been into a high level sport, participated in a high level sport. If you have done it, high level of anything, just put your hand, high level. In a what? What did you
Golf.
do? Huh?
Golf.
Golfing.
Golf
Swimming.
and swimming. Huh?
Olympic weightlifting.
Weightlifting.
Weightlifting. Yes, if you go out in a real environment of competition, I'll tell you what, there is not much healthy or healthiness or wellness into high-level competition. There's one thing about high level, I really don't know a high level guy who's going to compete and is not injured. Number one thing. Because you go to the limit. I'm talking about high level. I'm talking about world class. And if you talk about world class, that means that you have the 10,000 hours that you spend it to master something. So this approach about high level, I want to get to the high level, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of dedication. It's a lot of work. How do you approach this? It's hard to go to high level, world class, and not be in an environment that everybody is right this, you know. It is so right this that somebody asked about if you just mimic or if you just muscle memory the positions. In a high level sometimes, you have to police yourself because I can go in high level and say, no man, that's wrong, do it again. If he's a high level guy, if he's a high level athlete, he will understand that. No, do it again. Which is a different approach in education. In education, you gotta go pray, correct, pray. You gotta go, there is a couple of strategies that you use it. Hey, it is almost there, just try this way. But when you're high level, you don't have too much time. That's it, go. And you mimic positions. You show a takedown, whistle out, boom, go. You got to do 2,000 repetitions. You do 2,000 repetitions and over and over and over. That's a high level. And high level hurts a lot. So when you're talking about when I graduate and I go higher level belts, all depends on what you wanted to do. I spent 6 years in the blue belt. Why? Because I was winning everything. I started very young and I was winning everything. And to take me out of that position to put somebody else has to bet somebody super good that continue winning the blue belt in my division. So as a competitor, I have to stay longer in the belts because I was filling in to win medals. And I'm okay with that. You know, at one point I was destroying the blue belts and the purple belts, and I was really up higher in that ranking, but it's part of the high level thing. So what do we want to achieve here, especially with this class, is there is a big time mental component of this. What he's saying about be happy, for me right now, I passed the whole high level thing, how many injuries and how many whatever it is. I'll tell you that my reason to be here right now is mental. It is find happiness. And for me, this is happiness, you know. I think I'm going to be 90 years old, walking down here, you know, sit down in chairs with my diapers, but be around them. That's it. That's it. This is what we love. And I'm going to try to bring people that are passionate about what they do like we do. You know, and I hope one day you guys will be passionate about what you do like we are passionate about it. You know, and we support our families, which means a lot to do with business. It's a lot to do about you know, the whole entire structure of the systems. I just want to make sure that you guys understand that there's so much more than technique and just the medals and trophies. There's so much more. That's what we're trying to approach here. There's so much more. Oh, you do psychology. This can be therapy. You know, you do engineering. Well, there's a lot of mathematics inside of this thing. There's a lot of physics on this thing. You know, that's a lot. You do kinesiology. That's it. That's your place. You're going to find out about explosiveness, flexibility, you know, how to improve conditioning and whatever it is there. There's so much. In every major, there's something over here. You know? But whatever approach you take, if you want to compete, well, we can direct you to compete. If you want to just do this because you want to take the best out of psychologically, also that. More questions for him? We got to finish this. Huh? Nope. Yes, Jamal.
When you were competing, did you compete in a heavyweight?
I'm the smallest in the heavyweights. All the heavyweights are bigger than me.
Well, hold on for a minute.
No.
He says, I'm just smaller than
I'm
heavyweight?
I'm the smallest one. Seriously.
Don't forget,
She's been every
true.
Lebo competed in heavyweight. Don't forget.
I competed heavyweight.
Okay, but we don't mean like bigger, we mean like
Remember,
bigger.
heavyweights when
Like,
you I'm the small one when I compete heavyweight. So most of the guys I go with, they're stronger than me. My cardio is pretty good. So because with the jiu-jitsu, it helps me with my asthma, so I know how to kind of pace myself. But yeah, I'm not the biggest one. There are bigger people than me.
Very few.
He's bigger than me. He's taller than me.
Guys, any questions? I know we have to go. Any questions? Line up. Let's go. Thank you.